This microphone hates me. Stop! Fuck you. It's moving. Stop. Alright, fine. Fuck you. I was scared of the polycephal man. In my bedroom walls and in my favorite sweatshirt. Couldn't listen for it again for months. It took some time to change my life. It stopped after me after a little while. But the noises never ceased, and they will drone until I die. Tape a conch shell to your ear. Now you can't send it back to the salt. Teenage schizophrenia, polar old age mania. My hypoglycemia, will I ever be okay? Tore the spots on my skin to powder. Torched my nails till they were gone. Lit my head and neck on fire. My lashes are on the ground. My hair fell out in the shower. I can't feel pleasure anymore. A month passed in 15 minutes. My forearms remain inflamed day after day. Martin's schizophrenia, manic new age dementia, OCD hysteria. Does this ever go away? If suffering builds character, then where is my redemption arc? If suffering builds character, then where is my redemption arc? If suffering builds character, then where is my redemption arc? If suffering builds character, then where's my fucking redemption arc? Past life schizophrenia, dysphoric catamenia, attention-based leukemia. I'll get better someday. I know I'll get better someday. I need to be better today. I hope I can do better someday. I'll get better. Kim. A law-abiding citizen will feel again one day when the ledge breaks, fall with it, he'll say. He stopped with the pills, much to your dismay. The one thing he needs, you've taken away. A law-abiding citizen will harm again one day when gashing beads up, bleed with it, he prays. He stopped with the drinking, much to your dismay. The one thing he needs, you've taken away. A law-abiding citizen will love again one day when it packs up to leave. He goes and that's okay. He stopped with the living, much to your dismay. All the things he needed forever delayed. A law-abiding citizen will hate again one day. When will he stop relapsing? Maybe someday.
He stopped with structure. The bending of rules makes him happy. Without faith and help, he has nothing without you. Without you, he would be alive. Do you really want him to live? Do you really want him to live?
One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 31 to 39. 39 plus 5 equals 44. And suddenly I don't want to exist anymore.
Look alive, bright eyes, it's the morning, and somebody loves you. Look alive, bright eyes, it's the morning, and somebody loves you. Look alive, bright eyes, it's the morning, and somebody loves you. Look alive, bright eyes, it's the morning.
I don't know who I'd be if it wasn't for you. Too many benefits to count on a hand. Tens of thousand hours wasting away. Baseline opinions on nothing opinions. Friends quietly pass away and pass over me. Assign a constellation to every corpse. Send you away to the stars with a number under a name. And I don't know who you'd be if I hadn't met you. Oh, how I wish I could hitch a ride out of the world with the rest coming to. All in the same direction. We're all going in the same direction already. We know each other, but we know no one. It's too late for me, but you can still save yourselves. And I don't know who I'd be if I hadn't met you two. Lamenting nostalgia for things none can remember. Things no one saw the first time. The second, and never will. Ripping you from the inside out. Crushing the clan of fur from between my palms. And then we would finally be free, but that can never be. And I wouldn't know any of you if it hadn't been you two. I wouldn't know any of you if it hadn't been for you too.
Janie, today I quit my job. And then I told my boss to go fuck himself, and then I blackmailed him for almost $60,000. Pass the asparagus.
Sam Mendes makes movies, and they're okay, I guess. But he can't make them how I want them, and it irritates me, I confess. His first was called American Beauty. It won Best Picture at the Oscars, and a bunch of other stuff. How did this happen? Road to Perdition, Jarhead, away we go. Bond films, 1917, Revolutionary Road. They're all mediocre and a little slow. Just like this song, they kinda suck. Misogyny, vapidity, disguised as art. We live in a society, ain't he so smart? His parents divorced, someone in college broke his heart. Demonstrated part by flavorless part. I don't want to hear about this guy anymore. He's a white knight mining for golden statue ore, Polanski petitioner, and a complete fucking bore. I don't like this song. It has no point anymore. I don't want to sing about this guy anymore.
We've met before, but something tells me you're going to remember me this time.
She's paying the bill, she's dying her hill. She'll never go home in this town again. Wasting away, she's cutting her hair. She's asleep with Blair. She'll never look good for her folks again. Wasting away, she's selling her car. She's lie after bar. She'll never return to that joint again. Wasting away, she's drunk on your wine. She's hitching a ride. She's taking her time. She's not wasting more of that for you again. Wasting away in your haven, being choked to death. God grant me the serenity to settle for every amenity, courage to take back what I don't deserve, and the wisdom to ruin the learning curve. The circles of hell cycle back every day, and I relish the pain that it brings anyway. All the world's problems are caused by myself, and I'll go down with it when he smashes the shelf. This land's left for dead, and there's naught I can do. I trust God will step his game up and come through. If I give myself over to what he thinks is right, could I maybe be happy and then see the light? God grant me the serenity to settle for every amenity, courage to take back what I don't deserve, and the wisdom to ruin the learning curve. The circles of hell cycle back every day, and I relish the pain that it brings anyway. All the world's sounds like a fucking nightmare.
I apologize for the things I said. I was upset, and I didn't really mean them.
We should live in the forest, climbing atop an elderly evergreen. Although we can never grow old together, would you wish to spend our remaining years with me? We should sail away on a ship. We shall be consumed by the violent sea. Although we will never be growing old, would you care enough to spend 6 months with me? We should settle down inside a volcano. Our Earth taking us home in its vengeful heat. Although we will never be able to grow, would you want to spend the next hour with me? We should seal ourselves underneath the ice, the frozen land slowly setting us free. Although we will never be anything, would you solicit a minute of your time for me? Can we meet in the middle at St. George's and waste ourselves away on the Vices 3? Although we will never be, would you give 30 seconds of your life for me? Would you be willing to spend a single second with me? Fuck it.
It's gonna be so hard to say goodbye. I love you all too.
Tom and Mary, we rode out on the ferry, out to the tiny island, left a little spotted dog there on the bench. Tom and Mary, I could never spell your name right, slept at your house so many nights, I'd give anything to go back there one day. East Coast took me from them at the tender age of 8. If I could return and really sweat the small stuff, that would be great. Tom and Mary, you saw Mike and Clyde most evenings, said they helped you calm down quickly, and you two weren't really bluffing, not by much. Tom and Mary, we met up with Max and Carrie, you were dancing at that wedding, you would never look so youthful in my eyes. Atlantic took me once again when I just turned 14. If I could have seen you even one last time, that would be keen. Tom and Mary, the only ones who did seem sorry. It was hard, but you really made it. You made it all seem better than it was. Tom and Mary, don't recall the last I saw you. Sometimes I wonder if you do. Was I giving what you needed from a son? The sepsis took her from us at the age of 69. Tom is left with the skulls in the Emerald Kitty shrine, accordions and hollowed stars and blue-patched Calvin Klein. If I could click my heels and wish her back to us, that would be fine. That would be fine.
You do not come across as gay. You don't look like a gay guy. No, that's because he's a bear. Huh? Yeah, he's a bear. You see, some gay guys are twinks and others are bears. This gay guy's a bear.
Wait, I'm a little confused here. What's a twink?
Twink is small and slender, like Mac. Oh, no. I'm too muscular. I would be a bear. Don't think so, bro. Not hairy enough.
Smooth. I'd be a top, that's for sure.
Maybe.
One day the bear god shall rise to earth. That's the day my life begins again. Falling up and down 100 times. I hope he he decides to stay. One day the bear god shall descend to earth and tell me everything I need to hear and show me everything I'll ever need to see. I hope I have a reason to pray. One day the bear god shall come to earth, grant me the storm to follow this drought, give me drive to go on with or without him at my side. I hope he ascends anyway. The threshold's been crossed, it's irreversible. The barrier remains unchanged, and all the noises and dusk temptations fall to the surface of the Everglades. I'll be his minor laceration if he can find me the missing dog. I'll rest on his tail if he can make me feel holy. We'll live in the sky among crackles and work forces, if only for seconds. Let's go. Oh, fuck. This melody will drive us apart, and your words will drive me insane. Oh, if only the one I'd die for felt the same. Can't listen to all those love songs if you're not thinking of us anymore. It's not healthy to hold on or ponder what we could be. Velocity will drive us apart, and coloring will drive me insane. Oh, if only the one I'd kill for felt the same. Wishing we never lost our leaves, shed our needles over the parking lot. 4 years too early and 7 too late. Revelry will drive us apart, and hope will drive me insane. Oh, if only the one I live for felt the same. It should have frayed and coasted out west, a love for one and a lust for none. At best, lifetimes passed and still you stand tall. The chipper took me out, now I can't feel anything at all. Tender, strong, and evergreen, timeless moss and so serene. Uproot and throw it to the ravine, gleaming embers still burning. I find myself yearning for something we never had. Lovers to void, to decaying depression, and I miss you every single day. Oh, how I wish one and only life cycle, and I haven't gotten to spend my days with you. Your time is the only resource on this big planet I am eager to consume. We don't get a second chance once the map is drawn, so why don't we refill the pen and try again? I want us to be woodland animals, bucks dying with our antlers forever interlocked. Immobilized apart is such a way to live, hung on the wall of the gun room. We don't get a second chance after the world burns out, so why don't we extinguish ourselves and try again? Could you find it in your heart to die before me? We don't have much time left on earth. I couldn't bear to watch you bleed, and if you refuse to give out before I find it in yourself to lay and die next to me, we don't get a second chance once our precious earth is gone. So why don't we make some coffee and meet in 10 and make our best round around the bend again? This world has gone to the dogs, but the animal mother has not tamed them. She tried. She tried. They were too much for her hands to bear. She will be slaughtered with the rest of us dogs on leashes and all. We will follow her to the underworld, patiently awaiting our judgment. How do you think you'll do? I was alone inside my bedroom. I will regret this night forever. It felt euphoric for an hour, and now I'll only go to hell, dear. I'll never return back to normal. I'd rather die than have her find out. Build me up for 15 years, and then it all came crashing down. I was alone inside my closet. I will regret this night for 1 week. It felt euphoric for a minute, and now I'll never go to bed, dear. I'll never return back to that place. I'd rather die than have her kill me. Build me up to my 18th year. Don't let it come crashing back down again. This probably isn't specific to you, but whoever you are, I hope you enjoy it anyways. And if you're finding that this is specific to you, please keep in mind that this is a fantasy, a selfish, unrealistic fantasy, full of shame, fear, guilt, and dangerous hopes, told by an unreliable narrator who hopes that you don't hate him by the end of it. So, why exactly am I never going to fall out of love with you? Where to start? Well, there is an indefinite amount of things I love about you, and that list will continue to grow for as long as I live. And I'm not listing them here because that's not what this is about. I think the pros and cons and comparisons of a person should not be listed. And we both know that I would get way too sappy, way too fast. Like, Wirt levels of sappy. And I want you to allow me 2 lines of that. 2 halves of a whole, the missing piece of my heart and soul. Alright, that's enough of that for one poem. Let's move on. A day in the life where we would be living together. I don't know where we'd end up. Maybe here. Maybe there. East Coast, West, North, South. I know you aren't happy enough where you are right now, and I'm not happy where I am either. But you have people there who care about you very much. You have friends and family and romantic partners. Maybe we would go somewhere completely new, but none of that matters. Mornings would ideally start with cuddling, but would realistically start with coffee. And while I despise the general acceptance of caffeine addiction and the fact that everyone is on something all the time just to cope with life, it would, to me, be just another moment we're blessed enough to be spending together. In silence or not, it doesn't matter to me. We would be facing addiction, quarrel, and hurry every day. But none of that matters. We would probably live in a studio, a pretty small and run-down kind of place, and we would work separate jobs, maybe 2 or 3 jobs, and our schedules wouldn't align very well. It sucks, I know, but I want to keep this grounded. And while being apart so often wouldn't be fun, it would allow us to truly cherish our time together. Working so much would crush us and prohibit us from living as much as we want to. But we'd stick with each other through troubles, getting fired, or work-related breakdowns. Anything and everything is possible and inevitable, but none of that matters. And when we do have time to ourselves, I think music would be playing often. A whole bunch of different stuff. We're both adaptable when it comes to music, and we have similar taste already. I'd like to imagine you sing a lot, or at least I hope you'd grow to be comfortable enough around me to sing a lot when we're together, because you have a very peaceful voice and that kind of personality, and singing is fun. You'd be writing your music, and I'd be writing mine. Perhaps we would make some songs together. And I would love to hear you play guitar. You're very talented no matter how much you say you aren't. And a lot of nights we would play together. Not our own songs, covers mostly. Nothing too serious, it would just be in good fun. And maybe the neighbors across the hall would file a noise complaint when we stay up till the sun rises on a Wednesday night. But none of that matters. We would have pets, and we would give them a loving home. We would take great care of them, and they would inadvertently help us mentally because we both have problems and pets help with those. And they would live to be quite old, and we would never worry about separating and causing them additional stress. Nights would feel like mornings. Both would be inconsistent, hectic, and tiring. But feeling you get into bed after I'd been trying to fall asleep for an hour, and feeling us interlock, putting my arms around you, feeling your hands in my hair and your fingers caress my earlobes, hearing the biorhythms of your stomach and feeling you breathing, your chest rising and falling over and over. That would make it all worthwhile. But none of that matters. There is a plethora of positives that I haven't the time to explore. But as I said before, this is a grounded fantasy. So maybe a pipe in the shower would explode and get water everywhere that would later become mold, and we would lose our security deposit. Or one of us would break an arm, and my medical debt would only grow. Or maybe we would get robbed, or carjacked, or hit by buses, or we would both become heroin addicts, or we would get AIDS, or cancer, or epilepsy, or our livers would fail, or we would just have an aneurysm and die. But none of that matters. And I know I said a few songs ago that we can never grow old together, but maybe you'd look even more handsome with gray hair, a worn olive sweater that's been knitted with care, and those dorky, thick glasses that old people wear. And you'd wear the wisdom that comes with aging very well. There wouldn't, shouldn't, and couldn't be kids, but we'd have great friends who we're comfortable around. And we have mostly good times, but we stick it out with them through the bad. And seeing you smile, like really smile, where you squint and your whole face lights up, and I would be seeing you, and you would look so beautiful every single day for the rest of time, would make me feel like the luckiest man in the universe. But none of that matters. It's difficult for me to paint this portrait when I haven't even seen you in person. I can't really know you until then. I haven't had the chance to learn your quirks, your pet peeves, your posture, the giggle you hide from the public because you think it's embarrassing. I want to hear you gush about something you like. I want to see you blush, and the sound you make when you get startled, and how often you blink your eyes. I don't know what makes you laugh. I don't know what makes you cry. I wonder how you think you'll die, and what your favorite kind of tree is. But none of that matters. I know I have subjective flaws. I am perpetually early. I contradict myself often. I'm doing it right now. I get uncontrollable mood swings. I black out sometimes. I repeat myself too much. I can't find clothes that fit me right. I am terrified of talking sometimes. I have low self-esteem. I bury myself in fiction. I have never had a truly flattering haircut. I don't know how and when to give the proper amount of affection. I do not have a trace of jawline. I swear like a fucking sailor. I'm too shy and skittish. I have eczema and my thumbs look funny. I don't know how to initiate anything because I'm terrified of rejection. I nitpick the little things when I'm upset. I worry people without meaning to. I overthink everything. But none of that matters. And I know you have subjective flaws too. You are perpetually late. That one is very specific to me and perpendicular to my earliness. I'm not going to make up a list of any others, and it's not that you don't have flaws, it's that people change very often. I don't want to make you self-conscious. I am more comfortable and used to criticizing myself than other people, and of course, you're still finding yourself. And I know you found someone else too, and if they ever leave the picture, you would be able to find another very easily. And truthfully, I'm envious of that situation and ability. Sometimes, as hard as this has been to admit, to both myself and to you, it makes me jealous, angry, resentful, and empty. And I'm trying my best not to let those awful, evil emotions get the best of me. And I'm also trying not to replace them with substances that shouldn't be in my body. But none of that matters. And maybe the worst part about this fantastic story, in all its self-serving and uncomfortable glory, is that I know none of this will ever come to be. No matter how much I want it to, it will forever remain in my brain. And no matter what I bury it under, it will always be there. I don't think you want to hear this. I don't think you want anything like it. And I wouldn't want you to change and regret it and trap yourself in an unhappy life. But I think it would all work itself out, and I think we would do okay. And I would be lying if I said that these thoughts don't cross my mind from time to time. I would be lying if I said they don't affect me, and I would be lying if I said they didn't make my day a little better most of the time. Take this however you want to. I've never been able to properly communicate exactly what emotions I have for you. Even this mess of a poem probably won't end up translating the way it should or the way it does in my head, but none of that matters. So the question at its core remains unanswered. Why am I never going to fall out of love with you? Is it that I have attachment issues? Is it that I'll never have anyone else? Is it how familiar you are to me? Is it my inexperience with romance and sex? Is it the intoxication talking over me? Is it teenage angst? Is it that my loneliness has caused desperation? Is it that I'm holding on to the shadow of an arm of the one person who's shown me more genuine love and admiration than any other throughout everything, and my fear of being alone is making it impossible to let go of your hand? No, it's you. It might have at one point been any number of those things, but it isn't anymore, because I'm older and wiser and more stable, and I have a better grasp on every aspect of life. I can say for certain now, it's you. It's everything about you. The things I love, dislike, and get downright annoyed by. The things that have happened in your past, things that are happening now, and things that could happen in your future. The small things, the big things, the things you've for sure forgotten by now. Everything that's ever made you, you. The fact that, despite everything, you have made me a better person in ways you probably don't even realize, and I can only hope to have offered a fraction of what you've given me. And I need you to know, from the bottom of my heart, I love you, and I always will. And that matters. Good night. From the bottom of mine, I hope I never have to break your heart. On my next voyage, I'll break my own before I start. I miss the way you acted when you didn't have a car. You were cozy on the beach and I looked on. You deserved the whole sky, all I had was a star. Gazed at the near half-tick in the alphabet grade sun quest. Wanted to torch your field, leave you longing for nothing at best. I missed the way you were before your slope went ablaze. Some of my love went out with the embers. You need a solar firework, not a cyclic phase. Glowing optics make me cry now differently. I can't listen to each of the two consequently. I would love you to love my still beating severed seaweed heart. I'll glue you back together every time you break apart. 'Cause you're so cool and you're so smart, and I wanna hear you talking and experiencing art. But I don't wanna be a buried treasure. I don't wanna be the regret, the rebound, the sweet nothing, like the my oh my oh my oh my.
Let me live as your own. Soft, fawning, Sophie Stone.
Add up the me oh my my's my majestic mariner man, my lucky little leaf, my wilting word sight woman. I wanna be your sweet something. I wanna be your second best just meadow. I don't want to come to despise that roseating nirvana smile. Let us replay the broken record. I want it to drone until we die. As long as we go side by side, I